All right, Ian. There's no Tales from the Game Store this time out.
No Tales from the Game Store this week, but we
We have a Patreon.
do have a
Talk.
Patreon. Our Patreon is at patreon.com/CU podcast. You can go there and pay us some money, and you'll
Don't. First of all, it's not. That's not how it's phrased, Ian. You patronize.
You can
us.
patronize us.
Yes, you support us, not pay us money. They're not walking in and giving us dollar bills.
With the money.
You really are the worst at promoting your own Patreon. Ian. I'm going on record saying that. It's like you don't want to be successful.
I do. That's why you can go and we can have a hangout on a weekend once a month.
Yes, that happens.
I write.
And the whole video version.
Of
this is an audio podcast out there in YouTube land. I know on YouTube you don't like watching things or listening to things outside of YouTube, but you can listen to the podcast.
That's right.
On Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Store. All right, so this is our podcast poll. This is the worst result ever. 1% got, should pro sports leagues shun players who play Fortnite? No one cares about Battle Royale, apparently, on the podcast, at least on the Patreon, folks. Second place, 28%. Hanging in there. What would a CU podcast movie look like? And at first place, Ian, 70%. This is going to be one of the biggest landslides ever. What forgotten retro game would be considered a classic if Nintendo had published it? That's a good suggestion.
It's not exactly forgotten, or maybe it just doesn't seem forgotten because I play this stuff a lot, but I think Bonk would have been, if Bonk had the exposure and the push of an NES title, I think Bonk would have been a lot more popular.
You think that would have been overshadowed just by Super Mario franchise? There's room for another
I think
franchise.
There could have been room for
there's enough differences.
There's enough difference. I mean, Nintendo's got a handful of platforming series, so I think that's one that I've always thought never really got its
Day in the Sun.
It's Day in the Sun because of that.
Shiny Ball, Day in the Sun.
Also, perhaps the Wonder Boy games could have been the more RPG-ish ones.
I don't know about those. They're not really Nintendo-esque.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, obviously anything with Nintendo published would have got more exposure. I don't know. I don't think that would have broken out still to the extent.
That's fair.
Versus a Bonk. Yeah, if you put Bonk on Nintendo, an issue Nintendo Power.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Bonk. I mean, Bonk. I've thought similarly to this along these lines before. And Bonk is always one that I feel like could have gotten way more recognition and way more playtime by people if Nintendo or even Sega had put it out.
You know who's not giving Bonk recognition? Konami's not giving Bonk recognition.
That's right.
Because they're sitting on Bonk's face and not doing anything with them.
I need you to take it down just a notch here. You're getting
what?
You're getting.
Am I agitated?
You're agitated.
Yes. This is like an Ian agitation from years past. How the level I'm at right now.
I feel like I'm going to see spikes just start jutting from your face.
No, it's fine. I'm okay. It's good to have a lively Pat on the podcast every now and then for various reasons. I'm not hyper. Okay. Pat's going to try to hone in on something Nintendo could have successfully published that would have bolstered the game that might have been a quote unquote hidden gem. Let's check a certain NES guide app. I'll explode over that as well. What's a game that might have been forgotten that still is a good game necessarily that could have got more shine on the NES? Let's look through some of these. How about we talked about they did if Nintendo put out RBI Baseball, that would have blew up even more. Now it's such a Nintendo cute looking game. Imagine that.
If
original baseball is a tech demo basically. It doesn't. But if they put out like an RBI Baseball as a franchise, that would be huge.
The first RBI Baseball, if that hadn't been Namco but had been,
or if they just published it.
Yeah, if they published it, that would have been huge,
gigantic.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a good one. Me and Ian were postulating about a black box basketball game while Ian was high a few nights ago.
Yeah, it was great.
And I might go out of my way. That's something I could invest in. A black box ice hockey-esque basketball NES game.
We've got ideas, but we're not giving them to you.
We're not giving it to you. We're just putting it out there. But we have our own. We have it in our text. We're just going to screenshot it.
Yeah.
We'll do a Google Doc. We're going to do it. Because that's the only major sport Nintendo did not do a game for.
I know.
They did volleyball, for God's sake.
And I think
golf.
I think our idea is pretty good.
Pretty. Someone's going to steal it now and put it out.
Pretty good.
I'm trying to think. It really has to be what's like a lost sort of game that really didn't get its due. Is there any even on the Super Nintendo you could think that could have been a lot better? Joe and Mac, would that have been a thing if Nintendo published Joe and Mac? Or no, that's pretty much what it is. it's like above average, but not
right.
a fantastic game.
I would look more at like games from other consoles. That's why I looked at like Bonk. Sega. Who knows? I believe the person who asked us the question said Kid Chameleon.
Kid Chameleon.
I could see that. Alex Kidd. Alex.
I don't know. People have this love for Alex Kidd. That first one, that Miracle World is rough. I'm sorry.
I like Alex Kidd. Whether you like it or not, that definitely had a larger chance of sticking around if Nintendo had done it, and probably would have been.
They had a few games. It was on they had no games. It stuck around
for the Master System. There's like one Genesis game, and that's it.
Yeah, well, they turned him back to like a boy from a monkey kid. Like they changed his look. It's really weird. Alex Kidd is weird. But you think Kid Chameleon, would that be a one?
I think Kid Chameleon.
I think I played that game once in my life, to be honest.
Kid Chameleon, Alex Kidd, Bonk. I mean, honestly, any of the mascots, the attempted mascots of other companies.
Would Crash have been bigger? Well, Crash was still
Crash
big.
is big.
Would Aero Acrobat have been bigger? Yeah. How's Kid Chameleon? Oh, that's a cute game.
You've never played Kid Chameleon?
Dude, I did not have a Genesis. I was playing Moonwalker and NHL with my friend on the Genesis and like X-Men and Sonic every now and then. I don't think he had Kid Chameleon.
110 levels or some shit like
110 levels?
Yeah.
Under $50. How about Pitfall Harry? Would he even bigger? Nintendo put him out.
Super Pitfall?
Do you like Super Pitfall?
No, it's a bad game.
Okay. I don't know what it got in the NES. Certain SNES guy, but I gotta see what that got.
No, Super Pitfall's the NES one.
Oh, what's the one?
Pitfall, the Mine Adventure.
Yes, that's right.
That's a decent game.
I remember that getting a lot of commercial play at the time.
Yeah, it was big at the time. I think it was because like it was similar to like Earthworm Jim. The animation was all like stretchy and slapsticky.
So some people liked it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I've only give like one decent example. I think I'm kind of dropping the ball on a landslide victory. I'm letting down the patrons. I think letting them down. Throw out some gems at me.
Maybe chalking the Forever Man on Sega Genesis could have done a lot better.
I'm just trying to look at. It has to be a Nintendo-esque game that they might have put out. I can't just say something like, Rampart would have been better at the Nintendo put it out. Yeah, any game would have gotten more exposure. But some still.
You know what game might have gotten a lot more?
Cobra Triangle didn't do that well, even though Nintendo published it. What?
Gimmick.
Oh boy!
If Nintendo had published Gimmick,
if Nintendo put out Gimmick, you'd still see Gimmick games today.
You would.
Now I'm fucking sad. I
think that might be the best example. If Nintendo put out Gimmick,
My Little Gimmick,
had Gimmick gotten a U.S. release, and had we known about and been playing Gimmick since we were kids over here, and it was I think that would have.
You would have Gimmick in fucking Smash,
right?
I would be playing Gimmick in Smash right now. Who owns Sunsoft? Who owns the rights to the Sunsoft? God damn it! If it's Konami as well, I'm gonna go nuts.
I think Sunsoft is still around in some way, shape, or form.
God, what's going on?
I know. Maybe they shut down finally.
No, they're still around.
No, they're still around. Yeah.
All right. So what's going on, Sunsoft? Where's the Sunsoft collections? Is there a Sunsoft collection? Digital collection? Where's the Spy Hunter and Gimmick pack?
But it would be good with Gimmick. Oh, Euphoria. Forgot that Euphoria.
What is Sunsoft doing with their properties?
I think mobile stuff.
All right, I gotta buy the rights to Gimmick and the rights to Bonk. That I gotta do. I'm gonna kickstart it. I'm gonna get the Bonk and Gimmick. Let's go. Let's do it. God, that makes me cry. I was thinking about Gimmick. Gimmick would have had a game on the Super Nintendo. He would have been maybe not N64. He would have been on the Wii. He would have been on the Wii U.
Sorry, I ruined it for you.
I'll say it right now. Hot take: Gimmick. Yoshi ain't got shit on Gimmick. He doesn't. They're both green. That's about it.
All right. I mean, they're both different, but
I'm just saying. It's not as good as a mascot. Yeah, we get it. Gimmick's cute and better, and has a cooler power.